Hello friends, this is Dr. Gajinderpal Singh Kaler. I'm an interventional cardiologist consultant at SPS Hospitals, Ludhiana. So today we will be talking about hypertension, what are the risk factors of hypertension, how the hypertension is diagnosed, and just in case you are diagnosed with hypertension, what measures you need to take for that. So as we all know that in today's era of 21st century, many young people are suffering from fatal heart attacks, strokes, and many other cardiovascular diseases. The reason behind, and one of the most important and popular and prevalent reason behind this is that people have been in fact diagnosed with hypertension, and most of these people are the ones who are not even taking their pills properly. And there is another strata of population where these young people are basically having hypertension, but they are still not taking a proper treatment, and most of them are also undiagnosed. So when this hypertension keeps on remaining in the body for so long, that leads to impairment of the vital organs of the body, which are primarily heart, brain, kidney, and other peripheral vasculature of the body. This can lead to significant fatal situations, coming out of which will be very difficult. So we need to know what exactly hypertension is. So normal blood pressure basically rises and falls during the different times of the day. Generally, it is never diagnosed on basis of a single reading, but it is always an average of three readings. Generally, we do take it in a week at different times of a day. So at least there has to be three readings, and an average of these three readings has to be more than 140 by 90 mm of mercury. So that is when you say that a person has hypertension. So hypertension has basically been called as a silent killer. The reason for that is because it does not have any significant symptoms. So most of the prevalent symptoms could just be a generalized malaise, fatigue, diffuse frontal headache, or there could be just some tinnitus in the ears or buzzing in the ears, and feeling of sleepiness. So these are some of the symptoms which can be felt when a person is hypertensive. So if you have any of these symptoms, definitely you should get your blood pressure checked and find it out that if you are not suffering from this deadly disease of hypertension, which is a silent killer. So going on to what are the risk factors, that who are the people who can develop this hypertension? I think one of the most important reason is genetic factor. So if your parents or your siblings are suffering from hypertension, there is a high propensity that you may be also suffering from this disease. So timely checking up and monitoring your blood pressure is in fact a quintessential act to do, so that the hypertension is diagnosed timely, and if any treatment is required for that, then you have to take it at a right time and properly in a judicious way. Secondly, it is the sedentary lifestyle. If you are not exercising properly, it can definitely lead to increase of weight, obesity, and it can lead to a rise of blood pressure. So you have to exercise regularly. You have to maintain a specific amount of physical activity daily. So I generally advise my patients that they should exercise or just do a simple brisk walk for at least 30 to 45 minutes daily, and at least 4 to 5 days a week. I think that just sums up the whole week for you if you are able to do that. Or in other forms, you can also go for 10,000 steps a day. There are a lot of mobile applications and apps, and even without downloading the app, there are so many fitness protocols which are available on your phones, where you can just assess how many steps you are doing daily. So this is a simple way of checking your blood pressure by maintaining your exercise. Sedentary lifestyle we have already covered. So the third part is your dietary habits. You have to not focus on the processed food, reduce the amount of salt intake in your diet. 2300 to 2500 to 2800, 2300 to 2800 milligrams of sodium is what you need to take daily. Anything more than that will definitely cause you to increase your blood pressure. So another very important aspect which is leading to hypertension these days is stress. It is a progressive world. In every field there is a lot of pressures on the minds of young and old, and especially females as well. So don't stress out yourself. So just when you're in your workplace or when you're coming at home, you should learn to relax your mind. You can do that by doing a walk in the park, or you can listen to a music. Just make your mind more calm. More calm you are, lesser the pressures of the body are. So these are some of the important risk factors. Along with these risk factors, there is obviously age. With an increasing age, your arteries become more stiff, and the same blood flowing in these vessels can lead to a higher blood pressure. It's important to know that your appropriate blood pressure which you have to maintain is ideally less than 120 by 80, and so these are the readings which are most appropriate. So as I have already described the various risk factors, you have to control those risk factors. These are some of the modifiable risk factors which you need to control. Age is not in your control, that you cannot change, but your eating habits, your exercise habits, the way you manage your stress, the way you eat, and definitely your personal habits. Smoking, I think we missed out on smoking. Smoking is extremely important risk factor which can lead to hypertension. It can lead to lung diseases. It can lead to heart attacks. It can lead to over the long term because of formation of atherosclerotic plaques in your vessels, and also leads to a lot of cardiovascular problems which are related to your brain, which can lead to a fatal stroke. So smoking is definitely you should avoid in your personal habits. Smoking, tobacco consumption, tobacco in any form is extremely injurious to your health. And another factors which you have already described is that you have to regularly exercise, maintain a healthy diet. In terms of healthy diet, you have to focus more on vegetables and fruits, and avoid too much of salt and too much of sugary products in your diet. Secondly, you have to manage and regularly monitor your blood pressure. Sometimes I've seen patients that the common excuse given by the patients is that they were not able to visit a proper clinic to check their blood pressure. Nowadays, it's extremely easy that you can just buy a good machine where the blood pressure is just automated. You can automatically measure your blood pressures and maintain a record. And whenever appropriate and whenever available, you can visit the clinic and get your readings checked and your treatment get optimized for that. So these were a few aspects where I wanted to talk to you regarding the hypertension, your risk factors, how you have to manage. And definitely when you are diagnosed with hypertension, it is extremely prudent that you visit a proper physician, and especially it will be great if you can visit a cardiologist who can advise you proper treatment, and your blood pressure is properly controlled so that all the risk factors of future cardiovascular diseases is reduced in your body. So thank you so much. Stay fit, stay healthy, and stay harmless. Thank you.